Assalamu alaikum. This is something that was given to someone as help, a ta'weed, an amulet. And most of the time, that is exactly how these reach a person. Not to harm them, but the opposite. Someone is already struggling, already afflicted, and they are given this and told it will remove what is already troubling them or protect them from more harm. It is handed over as a kindness, usually by someone they trust, or from a person they went to, someone not following Islamic Ruqyah that has given it to them. And very often, the person receiving it has never even seen what is actually written inside. They just wore it or kept it in the home on trust. Others never chose it at all. Many people find these hidden in their homes without any knowledge of it. Sometimes it's placed there by someone who wished them harm, and sometimes it's placed by someone who knows the person would never accept a ta'weed and thinks they know better. They may be stuck in their cultural norms, so they hide it and say nothing, believing they are helping. So try to explain the matter to them and avoid conflict. But when something is planted in secret like this, it is usually for a bad intention, and in more rare cases, these are left by the jinn themselves. However, it came, the ruling is the same, and what to do with it is the same. Now, we want to be open with you about what we actually find in these, because you should know many are not in a neat casing at all. They are just paper covered in tables, grids, and numbers. People assume numbers must be harmless, but these grids and numbers are the practice of the magicians tied to astrology. The one who gave it may not believe that at all. He may truly think the numbers point to certain verses of the Quran and that his teacher taught him this and it is something good. But our number one teacher from all of mankind is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the best of creation, the one who knew the Quran better than anyone who ever lived and ever will, and he warned against these practices directly. So we don't weigh it against what a teacher passed down. We weigh it against what the Prophet alayhi salatu wasallam taught. And we will tell you the rest of what we find because it matters. We have opened ones that looked like a verse of the Quran or the names of Allah and found them smeared with blood, with filth, with dirt. We have found the names of shayateen written along the sides, calling upon them. This is the reality of what these people do, and it is the clearest sign of whose work it is. Now you will notice we're going to try and avoid showing what is written inside and not going into it with detail. And we want you to understand why. These items have real magic worked into them, and looking closely at the symbols and the script, dwelling on them, even filming them clearly to analyze can carry harm to the one watching. So we will show you enough to recognize the shape and the form if you ever find one, but we will not read them. You don't need to see the inside to be protected. You need to know what it is and how to remove it. Let's be clear about the ruling because the evidence is direct. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Man ta'allaqa tamimatan faqad ashraka." Whoever hangs an amulet has committed shirk. And there are a number of hadiths with different wordings and narrations relating to amulets specifically. Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu saw a thread of beads on his own wife's neck, radiallahu anha, cut it straight off, and said, "The house of Abdullah has no need of shirk." He heard the Prophet ﷺ say, "Inna ruqa wa tama'ima wa tiwalata shirkun." Incantations, amulets, and love charms are shirk. Reported by Abu Dawood, Ibn Majah, and Ahmad with an authentic chain. So understand what this really is. It's not a harmless object that just fails to work. Wearing it, hanging it, relying on it turns the heart's hope and fear towards something other than Allah. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ called it shirk. And it does not matter that the person who gave it meant well. The intention of the giver doesn't change the severity and danger. What matters is where the object turns your heart and what it contains. And there's one objection some people raise. They say, "But it worked. I wore it. Or I went to him and the problem went away. So how can it be wrong?" Listen to how a companion of the Prophet ﷺ answered this exact thing. The wife of Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu had an eye that troubled her, and she used to go to a man who recited over it. And when he did, she said her eye got better. And Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu told her the truth of it. That was the work of the shaitan. He was the one poking your eye, causing the pain. And when you went to that man, the shaitan stopped, so that it would look like the cure came from him. It was never a cure, it was a trap in the disguise of a cure. And the words he told her to say instead were the words the Prophet ﷺ himself used. أذهب البأس رب الناس اشفي أنت الشافي لا شفاء إلا شفاؤك. Remove the harm, Lord of mankind. Heal, you are the healer. There is no healing except your healing. That's exactly how this works. The shaitan can cause the very affliction and then lift it the moment you turn to the forbidden thing, so that you're fooled into trusting it and going back. Something appearing to work does not make it allowed from Allah and does not make it permitted. This life is a test, and this is one of its tests. If black magic is used to remove black magic, it may seem to work, but look at the cost. The one knowingly turning to magic and its people to remove magic can step clean out of the fold of Islam. And because they open that door themselves, the shayateen do not leave them alone. They come back and they harm them and their family even more. So never let those words, but it worked, decide it for you. The question is, never did it work. The question is, did Allah allow it? The Quran and the Sunnah are what we should live and abide by. And there's a reason this matters beyond the object itself. A home that has one of these in it will often have more around it. Jinn and black magic lingering in the house, and a family disturbed in ways they can't explain. Regular unexplained sickness, footsteps when no one is walking, things breaking for no reason, bad dreams night after night, a heavy, frightening feeling in the home, a darkness you can sense but can't point to. If that is your home, start by removing these amulets if you have them. So, we're showing you how to deal with it step by step, the way the Quran and the Sunnah teach. And before anything, don't panic. That fear is exactly what these things are made to produce, and it is misplaced because you're about to remove something powerless in front of the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Keep children and anyone who does not need to be here out of the room. A male member of the household should be the one to handle and destroy it where possible. Work on a hard surface that is easy to clean with paper underneath. Wear gloves the whole time for extra protection, and also because some contain powders or oils you don't want on your skin. Firstly, make wudu. Purity comes before you recite anything. Then prepare your ruqyah water before you touch the item so it is ready and waiting. Get a bottle of water and recite over it, blowing between each one. Surah Al-Fatiha, Ayatul Kursi, Surah Al-Ikhlas, and Falaq, and Nas. This water is your main tool. Everything from inside is going into it. Also, blow into your hands and wipe over yourself from head and downwards. You're clothing yourself in the protection of Allah's words before you go near it. Now open it, and as you open it, begin reciting Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas, and keep reciting, don't stop. Remove the cloth, the wax, the casing. If there are knots tied in the string or the thread, undo them, and if they don't come undone, cut through them whilst you keep reciting. The tying of knots is part of how this work is done, so don't leave a single knot untied. Whatever you find inside, the paper, the hair, the thread, the powder, place it straight into the ruqyah water. Don't examine it, don't read it. Straight into the water. If there is paper, tear it as you recite and put it in the ruqyah water. Seal it and leave it for a few hours, then give it a good shake to tear and shred the paper and remove the ink. Now, if the ink doesn't fully dissolve, don't worry, torn and submerged is enough. If it is a solid item, a ring, a metal plaque, an engraved stone, then you destroy the writing itself. Whilst reciting Surah Falaq and Nas, use a chisel, a file, or a grinder, whatever suits it, and scratch out or file down the inscription until the writing is gone and no longer whole. Then put it in the ruqyah water too. One more thing you should know, even the rare ones that have only Quran or only the names of Allah written in them with nothing else, the position of the majority of the scholars is that these two are not allowed. So don't keep one because it looks like it is only the Quran. Then dispose of it. Seal the bottle tightly. Take it outside off your property completely into an outdoor bin that gets collected. Don't keep it in the house. Don't keep it just in case or out of curiosity. Don't pour it down an indoor drain. And a solid item, once its writing is destroyed, the same. Take it far from your home. When it is all finished, give the place where you worked a good clean. Wipe down the surface and the tools you used, the scissors, the chisel, the file, whatever you touched it with, wipe them over with the ruqyah water first, then wash them properly. Leave nothing of it behind. Then protect your home. Recite Surah Al-Baqarah in the house, aloud or played, because the Prophet ﷺ told us that shayateen flee the house in which Surah Al-Baqarah is recited. Sprinkle some Ruqyah water on the doors, the windows, the corners, the beds, and the place where it was found. And keep your home clean of everything that drives the good away and invites harm in. No music, no missing of the prayers, no backbiting, no indecency. A home kept for Allah is a home protected by Allah. Then pray 2 rak'ahs of gratitude because you have done what was needed by a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And from today, hold on to your morning and evening adhkar every single day without breaking it. That is your real protection, the one that costs nothing and needs no one. If someone placed this against you deliberately, don't accuse anyone without certainty. Make dua and leave the matter to Allah. And know this, what you have just done is a great thing. You stood in front of something that was made to frighten you, and you answered it with the words of Allah and you removed it. Allah has promised something to the one who does that, the one who turns to Him and leaves the forbidden door shut. He said in the Quran, Inna Allah yudafi'u anil ladhina amanu. Indeed, Allah defends those who believe, in Surah Al-Hajj. And the scholars of tafsir like Ibn Kathir explain this verse, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defends those who put their trust in Him and turn to Him. He guards them and supports them, and He turns away the plots of those who wish them harm. So walk out of this with firm belief and protection, knowing that the one who has power over everything has taken up your defense. And all harm and all protection are by the permission of Allah alone, for a greater wisdom He holds. You don't fear it because you trust. Your trust is not in paper or thread. Your trust is in the one who has power over everything. If you find one of these and you're not sure what to do, or you want written instructions to follow at your own pace, or you simply have a concern you want to talk through, get in contact with us. We're here to help you through it with the Quran and the Sunnah and to point you back towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you, your family and your home from every harm seen and unseen, from the jinn, from magic and from every deceiver, and to fill your homes and your hearts with His remembrance and His light.